Good morning, brothers. Welcome to another episode of Porn Reboot Coach in the Porsche. Today we're going to be talking about porn addict work ethic. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm JK Emezi. I'm the founder of Elevated Recovery and the head coach at the Porn Reboot Coaching System. And we help ambitious professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs discreetly end their behavior with pornography and masturbation if it's compulsive. You know, when you were struggling with pornography, or if you are still struggling with pornography, you know how you tell yourself that, oh my God, I'm lethargic after I slip, I'm apathetic, I have no motivation, I'm not focused on anything. Man, my mind is just, all it wants to do is slip. All it wants to do is relapse. I feel a lot of shame. All these negative emotions are bringing me down. And they actually are. The question is, if you are stuck in a constant relapse cycle, how are you going to take care of your day-to-day responsibilities? How are you going to serve your clients, right? If you work in a client-facing business, how are you going to close sales if you work in sales? How are you going to run your business or perform optimally at your career? How are you going to feed your family, pay your mortgage? How are you going to do those things if your biochemical state is always messed up by your slips and relapses? Well, the answer is you fucking have to. That's what we do here at Porn Reboots. There is no excuse, right? Like the way you feel after a slip or relapse, it has nothing to do with your day-to-day obligations. And I will say this one thing, for many years, I let it hold me back. I would say, I relapsed, that's why I can't work. And I realized that life didn't give a fuck. And because I didn't even have a way out, because there was no system that was working for me, I was like, well, fuck it. I better figure something out. Maybe I just have to live as this type of guy for a while. But at the same time, I still need to pay my bills. I still need to take care of my aging parents. I still need to do all of these things. And so one of the things I started doing was accepting the reality. What's the reality? The reality is, you can come back after a very long fucking day of working half-assedly at your job and still watch pornography till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Those were the facts I looked at. I looked at those facts and I was just like, man, I am in an aroused state. I have norepinephrine and I have dopamine. I have all these things just flowing through me at 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock, right? This is how it was for me like 15 years ago. And I can just suddenly go from being absolutely exhausted. In fact, it was the tiredness that would trigger it. From being absolutely exhausted, feeling bad about myself, to excited and just searching for a goal. My subconscious mind going like, I need that money shot. I need just the right scene. And I could go for hours looking for it and edging. Those were the facts. You do that thing too. What does that mean? That means you can do the same thing with work. You just need to learn how to transfer it. Let me tell you something about porn addicts. You guys may not know this, but you are, and sex addicts too, you are some of the most determined people on the planet. You don't know that. I've taken all the reality of my work ethic, my addict work ethic, when it's working, when it's searching, when it's trying to act out, when it's just needing that one thing, and I have transformed it into the work ethic that I use today. It is unstoppable. Like right now, I'll give you guys an example. Today, this whole week, actually, for the past 2 weeks, I am just in the freaking zone. Didn't get enough sleep, which is okay. I'll get in like a 20-minute nap or something a little bit later. That's okay by me. Give me a second. Let me just stop parking here. I'm going to get a nap of some sort in at some point. But I'm actually staying at a hotel. I'm not even staying at my place because my girl has some friends coming over. And I talk about this in my programs. Sometimes you just need to put yourself in an environment that pushes you. Now, most of my life in my 20s, I spent them in, excuse me guys, I'm backing up. I spent them in hotels because I was recruiting for my door-to-door sales organization. And so I would stay in a hotel, but the reality was it doesn't matter whether it was a motel where I was paying like $49 a night, or it was a hotel where I was paying $159 a night. I knew that I had to make that money count. Also, hotel became, for me, over a decade of just living in hotels, it became a place where I could I could really focus because there was a desk there. I could wake up in the morning. I would sit at the desk. I would pull out my phone. I would start making my calls. I could eat one meal a day or whatever it was when I was super broke, go to bed, wake up, do the same shit over again, 14, 15 hours, whatever I had to do, go out, do my sales calls, work with my team, travel from here to there, come back, shower, do that, wake up, go to the gym, go out, work 14 days, come back, shower, sleep, over and over and over again. So what happens now is that I can't even relax in hotels, right? So if I get a hotel, I know that I'm going to be grinding 14, 15 to probably 18 hours. But everybody who loves me, my girlfriend, my family, they understand that he's not hanging out with anybody. Like, I don't want to talk to friends. The only people I want to communicate with is if you are a client or if you are on my team, because there's something that I want to accomplish that I haven't. That's it. If you're on the team and if you're a client, if not, I am not speaking to anybody else. Maybe I'll speak to room service, but it's going to be like that day after day after day after day after day. And the interesting thing is, and I'm sharing this with you because you are capable of it too. I am excited while I'm doing this. There are goals that I have. I woke up this morning, I was like, I am happy, I am healthy, I feel fucking terrific. Let's fucking go. Let's go. I'm excited about this. I am always living in the moments. There's so much energy. And the only thing it reminds me of in a positive way is that chasing. You know, that excitement that you get when you're just like, man, I'm going to watch porn. That's where it is. That's the same emotion I have. When I wake up in the morning, it's just like, oh man, like I want to slip. I want to relapse. But my slip or my relapse, it's a little bit different. My slip or my relapse is who's the client I'm going to help today. Right? Like, let's jump into the messages. What messages did I get? What's in my email? What's happening? Right? Did that guy that I messaged in our group, did he give me a response to his problem? What's happening with his wife? Right? Did that fucker fill out the checklist? Did he fill out the masturbation checklist? All these things are on my mind. I can't wait to jump into that shit and so I have to be, okay, all right, dude. Hour and a half morning routine. And my morning routines during this time are like super short morning routines, right? So they're like, sometimes they're 30 minutes, including the gym, an hour and a half. I have to get that in or else I'm going to hurt myself physically and I'm going to burn out. So I still have my routines that I in. The day still slows down. My meditation sessions are just much later on in the day because I have this energy when I wake up, but it's almost as if I'm triggered and I'm out there and I'm pushing and I'm just going for it. And I can't stop. And I'm hungry. And I'm hungry for this never-ending orgasm that I'm chasing. But what's the orgasm? The orgasm is the orgasm of wins of clients. It's the orgasm of, okay, dudes, we need to have this number of people from the implementation or the intensive program who leave at the end of 2022, right? And when they leave, they say that, hey, I have controlled my behavior. And we will interview them and make sure. That's our goal. Like, we have to have that. If we don't have that, what the fuck are we doing here? Right? So the end of the year is coming. We're like pushing. We're like, we got to find him. We got to do what's going on? What's happening with the brothers, right? It's December. Lots of brothers have a tendency to slip. Let's do something about that. And, you know, when I've spoken to other entrepreneurs who are former addicts, same thing. An insatiable desire to just go out there and You know, one thing all these successful entrepreneurs, coaches, and others who are former addicts who can transmute this, so to speak, have in common? They don't do meetings. They don't do 12-step meetings. They don't go to any, those are good. A lot of them did it. They don't do like traditional therapy. They don't do anything that is going to tell them that this part of them is unhealthy, right? Now, I'll tell you this much. I don't know if this is unhealthy or not, right? I do know that I'm not engaging in my out of control sexual behavior. I do know that I'm not doing any hard drugs. I do know that during this time, I will not put anything into my body that will slow me down in any way, that will distort my thinking during my working hours. I don't fuck with any of that, right? I know I'm going to the gym. I know I'm meditating. I know I'm only interested in reading positive material. I know I have a deep desire to spend time with my clients, probably a little bit too much time. My team needs to pull me back. They're like, dude, calm down. Like, you got other responsibilities. So when I look at all of that, I see nothing wrong with it. I know I've also surrounded myself with family members and loved ones who understand my personality and this manic aspect of me, and they're okay with giving me the boundary. So it's not like, oh, neglecting your family to do this. They understand that I am like this, and they understand that I am creating the space. So just so you guys know a little bit of this. So for my girlfriend, I was like, cool, this is what I'm doing. But next week we're going to do this. And yesterday we happened to have like a nice dinner. It was at the end of a very, very long day for me. It was a nice dinner. I was like almost crashing during dinner, but she enjoyed it. We had a good time. I spoke to her a little bit this morning, and I was like, boom, I'm off to the hotel, right? I'm going to work for the next couple of days, non-stop, just stop for maybe 6 hours, 5 hours sleep. And we're going to keep it going. So brothers, my point with all of this, it's not a humble brag or anything like that. It's just to let you know that if you are a career person who feels that you can push it, if you feel that you can't push it, if you feel that you're lazy or apathetic or your behavior is standing in your way, I want you to understand that you can still build up your work ethic. You can still get into a flow state. You can still be highly motivated. You can rewire your brain for high performance. And you can do it and be absolutely excited while doing it. It doesn't even matter how much sleep you get. You'll get the shit done. If you're tired, you'll take a 20-minute power nap. You'll get up. You keep going, right? You can do it, all right? And how would I say? It is important to surround yourself with people who are doing it too, right? I was doing it on my own and I was crushing it. But then I started meeting people. And some of you have spoken to some of our reboot strategists. And you're like, man, they have the same energy, right? These are people who struggled with their addictions too. And they learned how to transmute it. They didn't let a therapist, they didn't let a 12-step group, they didn't let anything that was average tell them to slow down, take it easy, live a balanced life. This shit isn't about balance, right? It's about knowing what your priorities are and going for them. And when you know what your priorities are, especially if, like in our case, our priority is our clients. If we know that everything comes down to giving our clients the thing that they need, and we focus on that, everything else in our life is going to be better. If our clients reboot, our lives are fine. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's the North Star for elevated recovery and porn reboots. It's just like somebody was struggling. We helped that person. Our work is done. That's how simple our lives are, right? So I hope you guys can find that for yourself. If you want to tap into some of this energy, if you want to learn how you can do this as a person who's struggling with an out of control behavior with porn and masturbation, use the link in the description and schedule a call with one of our reboot strategists, one of our team members, and they'll find out whether you're a good fit for our program. In the meantime, I'm JK, your brother in the struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.